Starting off here, what we are looking at is the economic calendar. Now, the economic calendar is very, very important whenever you are doing your analysis on Sundays. So, before the week even opens up, you always want to look at the economic calendar and see what it reads. So, to go to the economic calendar, you go to this website called Forex Factory, and then you can set up an account there and then go to the calendar section. And once you have that set up, you click on this little filter button right here and then uncheck the orange news folder, uncheck the yellow news folder to where all you have is the red folder and the gray folder, and then uncheck everything except USD news. So the reason why this is very important is because days with the red news folders typically are higher probability than the days without any news folders. So viewing the week ahead, we can see that Monday is likely to be lackluster. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, there will likely be something to do. And then Friday has a high probability of being lackluster. So that is how you view and read the economic calendar. So does that make sense for everybody? Perfect. So now we are getting started with the charts. As you guys can see, we have the NASDAQ on the left and the S&P on the right. Now there's not really too much to look at as far as the lower time frame. So within here, there's not really too much to look at, but as a higher time frame perspective, we can anticipate these lows to be a target for the S&P and the NASDAQ. You guys can hear me good, right? Okay, perfect. So Monday in this week, we can anticipate a small range to form, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday should offer some clarity into what is likely to happen next. But these lows are definitely in the crosshairs for the S&P and the NASDAQ. And now we're going to do a little bit of studying. So this is last week, looking at GBP USD. So as you can see at the bottom right here, this is the weekly cycle. So the weekly cycle is comprised of days of the week. So Q1 of the weekly cycle is Monday, Q2 of the weekly cycle is Tuesday, Q3 Wednesday, and Q4 is Thursday. The weekly cycle is one of the best cycles to study and one of the most important cycles to keep note of. So as you can see here, on Tuesday, we ran above Monday's high, which is the previous quarter's high, broke down, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. We ran above Monday's high, which is the previous quarter high. And then we broke down, creating a gap, traded back inside of that gap, broke down lower, and then Wednesday continued that. So whenever you have a stop run on the weekly cycle, so whenever price runs either a high or low from that previous quarter high, the previous quarter high or low generally has a lot of liquidity resting above or below. So it is very important to keep note of those things. And now we can do a little bit of Q&A. Will there be any schedule for future live streams? Yes, we're planning on releasing a schedule so everything is a little bit more clear and you guys will have a deeper understanding of what's going on. And for some reason, it just moved me to the audience. I have no idea why. So yes, this is the very first live stream in here from me, so we're still getting everything sorted out with everybody. So this is kind of like the trial week. So if anything doesn't make sense right now, don't worry. Everything will be answered and be clear later on. Can you do Bitcoin? Right now, there's nothing to really say about Bitcoin, but until time is right, that is when it will reverse. But you can anticipate it to continue doing what it's doing until time is right. Will you go over the settings for the QT indicator? I believe that either Medic or Platy will drop a personalized indicator for you all soon. So the one that I have right now, that I currently use, is called Day Quarterly Theory, and I believe it's by, it's by 2 degrees. So if you just search this up on the indicator tab, then you will be able to find it. And then you always want to check historical cycles, keep that checked on, and then you can turn on whatever cycles you wish to view. Can we have a look at Euro USD? Even for Euro and everything else, it's still, since Friday expanded, there's really not much to get a good read on. So we'll wait for Monday to consolidate and then see what Tuesday does, and then we'll be able to get a better read on price. Yes, this will be recorded. When will the next video drop? From Day, y'all should be getting some more content later this week. Everything will be recorded and posted on WAP from anything that gets put out, so you don't need to worry about missing anything. Will Day host any of these lives? Yes. I believe he will be coming on later this week. But as far as higher time frame analysis for DXY, since you were talking about Euro, this year we could expect to see this high getting ran. And don't expect it to just be instant. Of course, there are going to be pullbacks and there are going to be retracements to work up into this area. But as a higher time frame draw, we can anticipate this high to be drawn towards. Could you give us a brief explanation of the roles of each admin and which one will teach us? So Day is going to come on weekly and give you guys content. Me, Platy, and Medic, we will also be giving content, but we will pretty much be following along with what Day wants you guys to know. So it will be on one curriculum, but me, Platy, and Medic will be putting out content that pretty much helps you guys follow along with everything being taught. So you can view us kind of like as tutors. what is the proper way to do case studies. For examples, if you study liquidity, that is an open subject. So what you would do is, if you just would like to backtest, like a simple way, we go back to GBP USD on the 1 hour time frame. Firstly, you would have the cycle that you're studying. So for example, if we had the weekly cycle that I mentioned, you could use the indicator as a crutch and then just kind of go back in time and study the highs, lows, and gaps formed in each quarter and how it reacted to the next quarter. So you would just go back and just study the highs and the lows and then how that impacted the next quarter. And then so on and so forth. Like we can see right here. Price ran below this quarter's low and then reversed, taking out that quarter's high. So whenever you backtest, do not use the replay mode for TradingView. That is not backtesting. That is fake trading. What is your story? Can you tell us a little bit about your journey? And also, how long have you been trading for? So I am approaching year number 4. And I have been trading ICT concepts pretty much the entire time. And about a year and a half ago, I discovered quarterly theory and have been using quarterly theory ever since. So I've known about these concepts for a little bit longer than everybody else. So that is how I've gotten to the level that I'm at. Will you be running a market overview live stream after Monday's range? I will have to see Day's schedule and see the next time he is going to go live, because I'm planning on doing another live stream for you guys. But I will let you guys know in advance. Could you share your view on indexes, please? I already have in the beginning, and you can go back and watch it whenever it gets posted. For right now, we will just focus on index futures and Forex. Are you opposed to FX replay? I just do not believe that it is very beneficial. You'll retain information better if you just go back manually and already see the outcome. Instead of using FX replay or any replay thing, you could just forward test. That would be 10 times better because you're actually seeing the data live. Do you use higher time frame imbalances as the base of your setup? Yes. Having a higher time frame imbalance is very important, but it is not necessary. But if you're a little bit newer, then having something to frame off of, like a higher time frame imbalance, can be very beneficial. On the imbalance video, Day says to prioritize imbalances over highs and lows, but usually when price takes a high or low of a cycle, also creating a stop run, price displaces. Can you clarify that? The only answer I can give to that is, what if imbalances were the high and low? So that's something for you to investigate. Don't worry, it will all be recorded, so you can go back. You can go back and watch this as many times as you need to. Your personal opinion on backtesting one strategy heavily or multiple in less depth. Generally, just focus on one thing at a time. And then later on, that's whenever you can start mixing and matching different concepts. But for now, we just focused on highs, lows, and gaps, and how it responds from quarter to quarter. So we'll keep this one going for another couple of minutes. So if you have any questions that you wish to be answered, now is the time to ask them. What is the pattern you expect to confirm a break in market structure shift? Just like with what I was explaining earlier, whenever you have a stop run above or below a previous quarter's high or low, like we have right here, and then price breaks down, creating that market structure shift, that is a high probability market structure shift. But it has to run that previous quarter's high if you're bearish, and then break lower. Is this recorded? Yes, this will be recorded. And this is, we will get deeper into this. But for now, why are red folder days such high probability? We will get into that later on. Do not worry. I have to bring it on to you guys slowly but surely. But all you need to know for now is that red folder days serve importance to the weekly range. Is there a way to enter on the candle that created the high using quarterly theory? Yes. But you don't need to enter at the highest point or the lowest point. But there is a way, and you guys will learn that later on. With there being a number of tutors, will there be some differences of material covered under the current week subject? No. We have one curriculum that we will follow, so each week or each month, all of us will pretty much be one voice. We have everything planned out and mapped out just to avoid confusion. So I think that will wrap up this one. Hopefully you found this one insightful. If you do trade tomorrow, be very cautious because tomorrow is likely to be low probability, as explained at the beginning. So hopefully you found this one insightful. Good luck and good trading.